We happened to be in Salzburg during the time of a wonderful cultural festival.
It's the famous Rupert's Day that celebrates the founding saint of Salzburg. The festival goes for 5 days and is filled with music and dance and carnival rides and lots of food, beer and wine, and great fun for the families. Primarily, it's a local event, and yet there's lots of tourists who can enjoy it as well. If you visit Salzburg during the final week of September, it happens every year.
It seems like half the locals were out in force in the various plazas and squares and lanes, just having a great time. And many of them were dressed in the native outfits. It was really heartwarming to see that this town is not just a tourist place, but it's a thriving heart of local culture as well. There's families out, lots of kids enjoying the carnival atmosphere,
The adults enjoying their beer and sausage.
and music everywhere.
Of course, the beer tent is one of the main locations at this festival party. So much so, we're going to have an entire separate segment later for you all about inside the beer tent.
This town festival had several stages going with entertainment, a cappella singers,
And you'll run into all kinds of variety of music as you walk from one section of the festival to another, especially that traditional Austrian folk music with the trumpet and the trombone, the tuba, the clarinet, the accordion. It makes a great sound. We'll show you a lot more of this folk dancing later on in a separate segment.
So much fun to join with the locals and watch the show.
Of course, there's a wide variety of tasty foods on offer. You've got your fresh grilled chicken, there's sandwiches, there's traditional dumplings and beer and wine, sodas to wash it all down. And the prices are very reasonable, less than you'd pay in a restaurant. And it's so casual, sometimes you're eating standing up or you sit down at a picnic table and share it with others and get to know some locals. Of course, Austrians are famous beer drinkers, but they also love their wine, and they've got it at a reasonable price, €2.50 for a nice glass of wine with a big selection of Austrian varieties.
You can catch the different acts at different times of day because this festival went from midday through late afternoon into the early evening.
The official hours are 10 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night.
This was really a photographer's delight.
The most famous festival in Salzburg is the annual music festival that takes place for 6 weeks during the summer, from the middle of July through the end of August. It's called the Salzburg Festival, and it is an amazing celebration of classical music with usually 2 or 3 performances every day during that 6-week period. So that's a great time to be in Salzburg for a classical music festival. On the other hand, the Rupert's Festival is a much smaller and shorter event. It takes place over 5 days. And the music is not classical, it's traditional folk music, brass bands, oompa, a little bit of jazz, a nice eclectic mix of music and beer and food and fun. So it's really a different kind of festival than you find during the summer classical music festival. Both of them great times to be here in Salzburg. Another much more famous festival happens at the same time in late September, just north in Munich, Germany, the Oktoberfest. It's a much bigger event. It draws 6 million people during its 10 days, compared to attendance of about 100,000 people here. In Munich, there's 6 gigantic tents that are filled with thousands of beer drinkers and music and revelry. While it happens at the same time as the Rupert's Festival in Salzburg, it's a completely different experience. The Rupert's Day Festival you're watching now is more small scale, low-key, family-oriented, and mostly for the local residents of the region. Okay, it's time for me to shut up. For the next several minutes, we're going to present the music and pictures of this vibrant festival with no further narration to get in the way. So just sit back, crack open a beer, and enjoy the show.
Vida